Oh baby, it's finally here. The sequel to Lobotomy Corporation, Library of Ruina. I've been looking forward to this one for a while because, as some of you might know, and some of you that don't know, I'm a huge fan of Lobotomy Corporation. Amazing, amazing game. So awesome. So unique. So crazy. So dark. So vicious. So gory. It's got everything. And this right here is the sequel to that. Now, this game picks up after the true ending of Lobotomy Corporation. So, a lot of references, lore, certain characters will make a lot more sense if you have played Lobotomy Corporation beforehand. So keep that in mind as we jump in here. I already played this for maybe 40 minutes before we're doing this video. This is awesome. This game is already super awesome. I don't know how to describe it to you. If you're coming in expecting Lobotomy Corporation though, don't. It's a completely different monster, but it's really, really fun. Second of all, there's voice acting. I believe it's on Korean though, so it's actually really good voice acting, but for the premise of my video, I will be turning voice acting off, and I will be doing the voices myself, mainly because a lot of people tell me usually when I have like dubbed games that they like to have the video in the background, meanwhile they multitask with something else. So for the premise of those of you who don't understand Korean, which I imagine a lot of you probably don't, I will be doing the voice acting, meanwhile you guys could multitask or whatever. But the voice acting in the game is actually really good, so no knock against that. If you guys want to see more of this on the channel though, you know what to do. For now though, this is only going to be a teaser. I go out to the street, my hands in my pockets. I still cannot leave this place. Even at the end of all this, I cannot be free. Am I not allowed to have a dream that is beyond my means? Damn it, the purple tear. Can't believe this is how she handled it. What the hell happened? What's with all the smoke? Guess I'll have to trust her. I'll only say this once. I despise verbose and roundabout speech that doesn't get straight to the point. So don't try to get wordy. Just answer my questions. You don't get to question me either. Where did you come from? How did you enter this place? And for what purpose? Well, who are you two? Boy, I'm suddenly getting all nauseous. Ah! My leg! I warned you, and you crossed the line. Let me ask you one more time. Where did you come from? How did you enter this place? And for what purpose? I was just walking around and I ended up here before I even realized it. I have no idea how I got here. Damn it. Blood's gushing out of my right leg. I swear I wasn't trying to trespass. I don't even know where this is. I woke up around 1 p.m. and started walking around the streets of District 13 since I was just out and about. I figured I could go wherever I wanted, so I decided to drop by Ham Pan. Heard they served a weekly special sandwich. Anyway, I had bills to pay, got no jobs, had to make a living somehow as a one-man office. Ah! You dragged on too long. I'll be taking your left arm and left leg next. You have no purpose, and you don't even know how you got here. Just who are you? Just an ordinary fixer who's hit rock bottom. What the hell is this place? Who are you? Ah! Come on! Taking two limbs at once is cheating. I'm the one asking questions. Your name? Roland. Good. Welcome to the library. We've yet to serve any guest, but then you suddenly appeared out of nowhere. It took me quite a bit of effort designing this library to ensure that no uninvited guests could enter, you see. Damn it, these limbs were all I had. I don't even have any cash or mortgages to get new ones anymore. Seems he's fainted. Wake up. My legs, my arms. Wait, they're all intact again. You should be able to swing your arms and walk again. And I made a few readjustments to your body to make it a bit easier to use.
Although you did trespass in my library, I also took your limbs away without your consent, so I'm giving you these as an apology. I'm quite patient and generous, you see.
Patient my ass. Am I really supposed to be thankful for this? And your warnings isn't in effect anymore, right?
Nope, not anymore. I had a few thoughts while you were knocked out. And here's my conclusion. You'll help me out here.
What? Do syndicates these days kidnap people this way too? Or is this one of the wings? I heard rumors that they abduct test subjects from here and there for singularity research. I'm gonna let this scroll a little bit beforehand because it's so slow, the wording. An acquaintance of mine apparently began jumping between dimensions as a side effect of one of these experiments. My life really is an unlucky mess.
This is a library. I don't know these syndicates you're talking about, but this place is in a wing, at least.
Doesn't really matter. Whatever the case, I'm trapped here and you exploit me, right?
Yes, I am letting you live for 2 reasons. First, I need an analysis of how you could enter this place uninvited. Sending you back or neglecting you without knowing the reason could pose a significant threat to the library. Well, it's not like you can leave without my permission anymore. Second, from now on, I will collect books about the city in the search of one obsolete book. And I want you to help me with this process. Since you are a resident of the city, I expect you to be helpful in various ways.
I knew this would happen to me someday. People would disappear without a trace, only to be found as chunks of flesh much later. I used to laugh at those poor folks for being careless and unlucky, but now I see it has nothing to do with carelessness or anything, huh? It just happens without a moment's notice.
Don't be too concerned about your life. You are not allowed to die here unless I permit you to.
Damn it, so this was a crazy laboratory sort of deal. Do you, shove random stuff like corn kernels and clockwork into people's stomachs and turn them into walking popcorn-spewing popcorn machine men or something? This has got to be the worst. I'd much rather die and be over with it all.
If you spout much nonsense one more time, I'll gladly turn you into a human popcorn machine as you wish. I've already gone through so many cycles of bullshittery, responding to every bit of meaningless rubbish.
Sorry, ma'am.
Let me introduce myself properly. My name is Angela. I am the head librarian and director of this library.
Angela? It's a good name. So, what am I supposed to do?
Your role is to welcome the guests invited to the library. I will carefully determine what guests to invite and write an invitation accordingly, and you will entertain the guests once they accept the invitation and arrive at the library. Since you have actual experience working as a fixer, I'm sure you'll be able to give the various types of guests a much better reception than I could.
Okay, so this will be our main overview. We'll be spending a lot of time here setting things up for the entire day to play out. Very much like in Lobotomy Corporation, where you have your peons, you deck them out with equipment, stuff like that. And this is to be inviting our first guest over here, Book of Something. So if we have that, which we obviously do, you start off with it already, we'll click it, send our invitation out. And some lucky individuals will acquire this invitation and be not forced to come here, but they feel like they have to come here. Hey, hurry up and scrape them up now. Those sway goods might arrive any second.
I'm doing my best here. I just can't seem to get a clean rip of his guts. The contents of this are really weird, really different. I've never even heard of a body modification procedure that does this.
Something's off about one of these organs. They're looking really strange. Damn it, their footsteps are getting closer. Forget about the clean cuts. Just pull them out and take them. At this rate, our heads are gonna get nicely chopped off of our bodies.
Oh, why does he have this kind of stuff in his body?
Oh, whatever, just take them. We're out of time. We're just about done. Now, run.
Oh, that was close.
You're a bold one, Pete. Going for a gut harvest in a territory managed by the Sway. They're the only jobs we have left. We have to climb up by any means necessary. Whatever it takes. You know my dream, right? To become one of the fingers of the back streets. I'll admit it, it's rare to see someone with a dream these days. Let's sell off of these guts we've hauled first. Oh, we gotta prepare enough cash to offer to the stray dogs. True. This could be our chance to join an urban legend, class syndicate. Alright, time to check out the harvest. Hey, is this a joke? You sure you scrapped up the right stuff?
I told you, this guy didn't have a single proper organ inside him.
I expected innards soaked in drugs like enkephalin at worst. These are damaged too badly. It's almost like someone already blew them up. We only doused them with anesthetics. Didn't do no harm. This doesn't make sense. How could he even walked around with these messed up organs? Well, what if it's one of those? You know, rumors said there's a guy who skewers and threads people alive to turn them into dolls. Now that I think about it, there was a round orange symbol in the back of his neck. I thought it was a tattoo at first, but he didn't seem like the type to have one. He was a desk-working dweeb. Symbols, tattoos? Damn it. Please don't tell me we poked the wrong beehive.
Besides that, he also had this envelope in his body.
What the hell is an envelope doing inside a human body? This keeps getting worse. Give me that. An invitation to a library. What's this about? Books. We can get books from the library? Oh, what a bunch of nonsense.
It was a flop after all. The payment is due tomorrow. We've got 7 hours to be exact. That's too little time for another run of gut harvesting.
We're heading to the library as the invitation says. I don't know what this book thing is, but we're out of options. We gotta take any chance we get. So this is a library. It looks fancier than I thought.
Could be a bunch of valuable things here. Greetings, dear guest. This is the library. And I am Angela, the librarian of my role's namesake. You may find that you desire here, but you also may end up yielding your precious possessions to us.
You the owner of this place. Hey, we're allowed to take whatever we want here, right?
Indeed. You may earn books, to be exact. If you're able, of course.
Are those books things really worth a lot, though?
Of course, they can be, if the information they hold is valuable.
Mag-Chi, beggars can't be choosers. We gotta click onto anything we can find.
May you find your books in this place, then.
Okay, another manual, and this will be teaching us about the actual combat now. As I mentioned, go over this very closely if you pick up the game for yourselves. A lot of this is going to be taking place with dice rolling, so there is an element of RNG in the game for a fact, but you can mitigate that with decent equipment and stuff like that. So, the first thing we want to do is spacebar to bring up our numbers. I brought up the 6, so we got top row. We have weaknesses. This will be for HP, and this will be for staggering. So they have 2 health bars, essentially. If you stagger them, they lose a turn. You bring down the red completely, they're dead. So sometimes you wouldn't have them skip a turn. It's probably better to go with yellow. Easier to do so as well. This will tell you what they're weak against and what they're not. All of them have different weaknesses and strengths and stuff like that. So for instance, if we go over here to, what are you planning to do right now? Backstreet dash, which means you're going to be piercing me for 1 or 2. You're going to be evading, so I don't have to worry too much about you. You're going to be evading, so I'm going to go after this guy because he's actually planning to launch an attack on me at the moment. A piercing one. If we come over here, we can find out if I'm strong or not. I am vulnerable to piercing, so it'll do more damage than usual. So we definitely want to go after him. And he in particular, Mangshi, is vulnerable to slashing and weak to piercing. So, do we have piercing? Yes, we do. We actually have a pierce and a block. Let's go with charging cover. Spacebar. And combat is going to start again. More manual stuff here. Yep, a lot of this. A lot of this to read. Okay, so now we're clashing. And because we had the higher roll, we got the first dibs, we were able to block, and they're skittering away from their attacks, so they weren't really launching anything on us. We didn't have to roll for those. So, already off the bat, we have this guy staggered, because he was weak against these piercing, which is the one that I went to. And he's down to 4 HP as well. So, we got a 4, 4, and a 1. Very good. We haven't lost any dice rolls just yet. And we can finish this guy off. What are you planning to do? Gut Harvest. You'll be coming after slash attacks, and you'll be doing a blunt attack, bite off. So 1 and a 1. We are normal, so we're weak against piercing and blunt. Let's go with light attack. This should, technically speaking, get rid of him. Gut Harvest. I'll take it. I'll take it as well. And that's it for one boy. And we got Book of Rats Obtained, which is something we'll be using for equipping ourselves with more abilities and different cards for combat. Right now we have an abnormality charge. This is where your Lobotomy Corporation abnormalities will come into play. I'm not sure how important they're going to be to this game, but there's remnants of them for sure. So we have to select an abnormality page. And we have the Queen of Frost over here. A queen lives alone in the frosty winter forest. On a successful one-sided attack, inflict 1 or 2 bind to target. We have Scars. When I saw the lattice work of scars on her severed wrist, I was reminded of our wine cabinet. That day, I popped a cork off the last one. Take 1 to 5 less damage from slash attacks. And we have Learning. All the child could do was learn by observing others and mimicking their behavior. And that was the problem. Queen of Frost here. One of the more dangerous abnormalities from what I remember anyway. We got a 2. We got beat on every sort of speed row here. So what are you guys planning to do? You're coming in with Pierce, and you are coming in with Pierce. I don't think it's you. I think it's you who are weak against slashing. So, launch it on that one. Start a clash. And we were able to dodge that. And do our return thing. Perfect. So, I hope it's making sense. Like, when you play it yourself, it does make more sense, but it just feels very overwhelming at first, but you kind of pick it up fairly quickly. Keep in mind, though, that a lot of it is kind of RNG-based because of dice rolling, too. So, if you do bad sometimes, it's not because you probably had a bad idea, but you just didn't really get the roll that you wanted in your favor sometimes. You're going for strike or blunt damage, and you're going for piercing yet again. Let's see if we can try to dodge some of those attacks there. Max for dash, yeah, I'll take it. We're able to dodge the attack. Dirty blow. And he's staggered now at the very least, so we can finish him up next turn if we want to, or we could go after you, but yeah. We'll probably just finish this guy off now. Let's do a... let's do a light attack. And we'll save the other one for you. Gut Harvest, 1 and 1. As you can probably imagine, it's near impossible to lose this fight, but it is possible if you have absolutely no idea what you're doing. This would be a dodge and 2 slashes. Are you weak against slashing? No, you're normal. Would have been good otherwise. It's gonna be all my focus, but let's try it. Got a 5 or 2. Nice. This should be some good damage no matter what, though. Oh, staggered. Just 1 more to go. And obviously didn't get an attack after staggered already, and let's finish it up with whatever. What do we have here? Light defense. Oh, I guess the only thing we can do is light defense. It does have an attack at the end, so that's the good part. It's over. And we got 3 books of Rats Obtained. Now, a lot of this stuff you'll be able... I'm getting ahead. I'll just let it play out here. Floor of General Works opened, level 1. You can now select Floor of General Works during receptions. And this will be essentially where we get to deck ourselves out with the different pages, burn books to level up floors, and go up the floors for more story. I know it sounds like I'm talking a different language right now, but so off here to the side, we'll have a couple of quests we want to manage over time. You know, in Lobotomy Corporation, you had, like, you know, stop an ordeal at so-and-so date or time of night or time of work date. Well, you have things like that similar as well. So over here, we have obtain the Book of Finn, one of them. Floor realization state, 0 of 3, which means, I guess, when we have to burn books. So let's come over here to realize floor. And we should have 3 books from the 3 discs that we took down. So what I will do, I know we need one of them for the next invitation. So I'm going to hold on to one, but I will burn 2 books now. I said 2 books. Oh, okay, hold up. They might have changes from... I played like 40 minutes, but I did it off camera last night, and there was an update before I started playing today, so they might have changed a couple of things here, because I remember putting all 3 books the first time and not getting leveled up whatsoever. Here, apparently 1 is enough to max out the floors, so yeah, they must have done some balancing already. Okay, so apparently I just need 1 book, I'm gonna have 2 left over, so let's go ahead and burn this book here. And this will give us pages at random as well, based on the abilities of the people we fought. Pete's page, Mang-Chi's page, and Lenny's page. Alright, more info. Alright, so over here we have a couple of different options. We could change how our attire looks, which would not only be a visual difference, but it also give us different vulnerabilities and normal defenses. So for instance, right now if I was to, let's see, right now we're normal against slash attacks, right? If I wanted to change my look to look like Pete, for instance, now my slash attack, or my slash defense is from normal, I've gone to weak, but my thrusting is now normal as opposed to before whatever it was, which was vulnerable. And again, your look changes as well. This kind of like works as your equipment essentially, right? Now we could also go to realize page, which lets us now use the pages of the people that we fought to level our boy up. So for instance, right now, if I wanted to drop 2 pages would level us up, it does seem, because this gives us 1, it gives us 1 maybe. So if we do Pete's page, for instance, or let's do Mang-Chi, because I want to use Pete as equipment probably. So if we do Mang-Chi and Lenny, we will level up to 6. As you can see, our HP and our stagger resistance goes up. So let's go ahead and give this a whirl. Burn those 2 pages. Now we have a little bit more experience ourselves. And let's go and have Pete's page look over here. Changes our vulnerabilities, and there we go. And this will be the pages that we use for combat, for instance, right? So focus strikes, it's really good, but the reaction points, it feels like, you know, it puts you behind the gun for a while. So maybe we can remove that. I don't think we actually have any pages for backup though, do we? No, I'll just keep whatever we have at the moment, that's fine. And that's about it, so let's go back out to invitation. And here in the libraries, we'll send our next one. As I mentioned, I wanted to make sure that we had 1 page left over, because for the next mission to go up the story, we do need a Book of Rad, which is the reason why I kept... Well, I have 2 of them, I can still burn another one, but we didn't really have to because we realized the max level of the floor then. So we do have an extra one. But with the extra one, what we could do is eventually burn it as well, not for the invitation itself, but... As you saw down over here, it could give us different attack pages for combat whenever we want to do that, so you have that option as well. But there you guys have it. I'm going to wrap it up here for this one. This is actually as far as I've played off camera too, so now I'm running blind. I've kind of given you information for the stuff that I do know. If you guys want to see more of this on the channel, you know what to do. Let me know in the comments and leaving a thumbs up, and we'll come back and do some more Library of Ruina. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. This is a really fun game. It takes a bit to kind of really understand this fine-tuned mechanics of it. I'll catch you next time.